the newly constructed or rehabilitated village seed stores. Okay, in addition, as you all may know, you heard about the ALP, which has phased out. Through the ALP, the plant protection service of DOA requested from World Bank to give them support regarding mobility to sustain sustain the impact of the ALP. To that effect, the bank responded, and we were able to get about 7 motorcycles, which will be handed over to DOA rather, the Director General of DOA for plant protection for their phytosanitary. As we know, the phytosanitary, they are key as far as our agricultural development is concerned, because they are responsible of ensuring that they prevent or minimize the introduction of other pests from outside or within to control.
I'll start by recognizing the presence of all our invitees, and our colleagues show that the project, through component A, ensure the provision of farm machinery and input to our targeted farmers, that is 30,000 farmers, and this has been successfully and timely attained. We've achieved that indicator. The second indicator, according to the results framework, was to make sure that these farmers are supported with farm implements and machinery. And in that regard, as he rightly mentioned, we provided our intervention villages with 367 sets of sign hose, 367 sets of seeders, 367 sets of rice threshers, and 300 power tillers. And as far as we understand, this is the first time in the history of the Gambia when an institution is able to procure that huge amount of machinery in the form of power tillers for farmers to benefit from. And according to the monitoring interactions we had at intervention level, we've observed that this has made serious impact, a very, very positive impact. This year, we all agree with the fact that the rains were not very satisfactory. There were some dry spells at very critical times of crop development. But due to the intervention of the power tillers, this is why we are able to at least harvest the little we are able to harvest. So that intervention has made a serious or a very positive impact for the Gambian agriculture in 2011 season. Also the sign hose, seeders, and the other equipment that the project provided. Also within component A, we are to ensure that farmers have access to fertilizer. They have easy access to fertilizer, and this was done through the procurement and the distribution of 60,000 bags of fertilizer. They were all 50 kilogram bags, specifically NPK and urea, and then they were given to farmers on time. And this has also increased the yield per hectare from on average, the Gambia was having 1 ton per hectare. But due to this intervention, we were able to increase that impact from 1 to 2.8 tons per hectare, which is also a very significant achievement. Regarding component B, where the project is tasked to improve on the seed storage facilities, the project is able to rehabilitate 23 village seed stores, and these are well-built seed stores across the country, and then 23 villages benefited in all the intervention districts, which are Fonyi Bintang, Fonyi Kansala, Fonyi Bondali, Nyamina East, Wulli Sandu, Lower Nyomi, Upper Nyomi, and Nyani. Also Nyamina. All these stores are completed. That activity has successfully completed. In addition, the project has provided them with seed dressing chemical, which is up to a quantity of 2.5 tons of very good seed dressing chemical for the farmers to be able to treat the seeds on time to save them from any pest. Thank you very much.
The department is here to collaborate with development projects, especially in the area of agriculture, to see this country move forward. Here we are today to commission milling machines and threshers that were bought by this project, intended for the farming community to enhance agricultural production and productivity. Talking about the milling machines and the threshers, I think it's a positive move in the sense that it's a value chain approach now. We are looking at the end product. Um, at the initial stages, the project was able to come up with inputs to enhance production. Now it was wise of the project coordinating office to also look at the end product and what needed to be done with the end product. And they came up with the milling machines and threshers. With regards to the seed multiplication centers and other structures that have been constructed by the project, be rest assured, Mr. Project Coordinator, that all of them will be put into good use. I think it's very timely that we're talking about these seed multiplication centers, because I've always been talking about seed security. You cannot talk about food security without guaranteeing seed security, at least for reproduction. It's very timely for the simple reason that this past season has been, the rains have been erratic, started late and ended late, as a result of which productivity was at a was very low. Now, we intend to collaborate with our sister institution, the National Agricultural Research Institute, to look at the seed situation, especially with groundnut seed. Because if we look at the cereals, the multiplication ratio is higher than that of groundnut. With groundnut, it's a bit low, and being our major cash crop, I think we need to pay special attention to multiplying varieties that are already adapted in this country. But like I said, we have an opportunity now. We have the support of the JIP project. We have the centers, the perimeters being protected by a very strong fence. The irrigation system is almost in place. What needs to be done now is to sit down, have proper planning. It might be a little too late this year to talk about seed for reproduction, considering the fact that the rainy season is not very far. And then we have to go through the production cycle, harvest, process, and then distribute. Yeah, for some, maybe one or two crops or varieties, it might be possible. But for even the early duration groundnut, let's hope for next year. It's never too late, but with the irrigation system, after the harvest, we can still go for another crop, which means the following year, we will have sufficient seed to distribute to the farmers.
Particular event commissioning machineries that are being procured and to be distributed to farmers by the JIP project, I think this is a very big initial step in the crusade to modernize agriculture in this country. Well, why do we need to modernize agriculture in this country? Agriculture was failing the expectation of the citizenry. Simply, it has very limited impact on the livelihoods of the people of this country. Why? Because of low productivity. Now, if we want to make agriculture the key driver of overall economic growth in this country, is the engine for overall economic growth, then there's the need for the modernization drive. To modernize it, we have to look at total factor productivity. What does that mean? It simply means that the predicament of the agricultural sector is simply the insufficient and inadequate use of science, technology, and innovation. Technology is important, as we are going to have the machineries, the products, like fertilizers, pesticides, the machinery, the threshers, the harvesters, the plows, the tractors. These are important. These are products or technology. And we will innovate around these products and technology to drive the required socio-economic benefits that goes along with innovation. Jeep has